7 people shot dead in Australia's worst mass shooting since the Port Arthur massacre were from the same, well-respected family. Police have confirmed the murders of 6 people, 4 of them children, and the death of a 7th person, believed to be the grandfather, responsible for the mass murder in Osmington, near Margaret River. As the small tight-knit West Australian community mourns their deaths, further details of the victims are beginning to emerge. 7 people from the same family were all killed in a mass murder-suicide in Osmington, a small town near Margaret River in Western Australia. Picture supplied. Peter Miles, 61, father and grandfather to 5 of the 6 people killed yesterday. Peter Miles is the sole suspect responsible for the shootings, according to police. Along with his wife Cinda, Peter was the joint owner of the well-kept property, known as Forever Dreaming Farm, where police discovered the victims' bodies. Today police also confirmed Peter was the registered owner of 3 long-arm firearms that were recovered from the crime scene. It is understood the grandfather was a former high school teacher and more recently worked as a farm maintenance and repair worker. Cinda Miles, 58, described as an outgoing and bubbly person, Cinda Miles was well known and loved around Margaret River. A close family friend and neighbor told 9 News she was the type of person to show her generosity by bringing baked foods to events. Cinda Miles, 58, has been described as an outgoing, bubbly person and was well known in the local community. Supplied. You can imagine this warm, motherly person who's always smiling, always generous and brings fresh baked scones to everyone. That's Cinda, Felicity Haynes said. 9 News also understands Cinda and her husband Peter had made the decision to convert the shed area on the farm into a living quarters for their daughter, Katrina, and her children. Katrina Miles, 35, the mother of the 4 children tragically killed in the mass shooting yesterday. Katrina had lived at Forever Dreaming Farm since separating from her estranged husband Aaron Cockman about a year ago. Katrina's Facebook page reveals she was a supporter of autism rights and advocate for regional students. She described herself as the parent of 4 beautiful children. Mother of the 4 children killed in the tragic shooting, Katrina Miles had lived at the Forever Dream Farm since her separation from her estranged husband. Picture, Facebook. The 35-year-old homeschooled her children from the property on which they lived. 9 News understands that in the weeks leading up to her murder yesterday, Katrina had used her Facebook page to communicate to friends that she feared she was being stalked by someone close to her. Aaron Cockman, alive, the estranged husband of Katrina Miles. Mr. Cockman is the father of the 4 children killed yesterday. West Australian Police Commissioner Chris Dawson today said authorities do not consider him to have had any connection to the crime. He also said that Mr. Cockman has been offered appropriate support by authorities while he grieves their loss. The Cockman children, while formal identification remains underway, Commissioner Dawson today named the 4 child victims as Tay Cockman, a 13-year-old girl, Rylan Cockman, a 12-year-old boy, I. Cockman, a 10-year-old boy, and Caden Cockman, an 8-year-old boy. The 4 children lived on the Osmington property with their mother, and 9 News understands a number of them were autistic. Flowers have been delivered and tributes flowing for the family at a local centre in Margaret River. Picture, 9 News. Tom Orshott, a school friend of Tay today laid flowers at a community memorial for the family and said he remembers the 13-year-old as someone who was nice and caring. I met Tay at year 6 and then we continued going to school into year 7 and she left, but we started hanging out at her home, he said. When I heard the news, I was in a shock, really. Osmington and Forever Dreaming Farm. The small town of Osmington is a rural suburb about 20 minutes from the West Australian tourist hub of Margaret River. The small town of Osmington has a population of just 135 people and is located 20 minutes from the Margaret River tourist hub. Picture 9 News. The Forever Dream Farm was just one of the many vineyards and properties in the suburb. Picture 9 News. According to 2016 census data, it has a population of just 135 people and is mainly known for its vineyards and farms. Peter and Cinda Miles described their family property in the rural town as our Forever Farm. It is here that we will grow as much of our food as we can, sit on the veranda and watch the birds, and watch the grandchildren immerse themselves in the animals and everything else that happens on a daily basis, a website dedicated to the farm said. Copyright 9 Digital Proprietary Limited 2018.